So I set UCLan Publishing up probably about 8 years ago now, when I first came from the book industry, because my job before this one, I was actually Waterstone's head office buyer, and I was in charge of all children's books for the chain, and that then all the way through the Harry Potter era, so very busy job. After that, I actually came to UCLan and set up the MA Publishing, which is a Masters in Publishing at the University of Central Lancashire. I really wanted to train the students in a very practical way, because that's what UCLan's really good at. And I really wanted to train them in a way that it hadn't really been done before. So I thought the only way to do that is to get them to do it for real. We are student-run and student-led and a trade publisher. So most publishing houses within universities are academic presses. We don't do academic books. We do trade books for the open market. So we sell them on Amazon, we sell them at Waterstones, and any other outlet that will stock them. And we really do go for the main market. So we have produced books with some of the best-selling authors in the UK. We produced a book called Pillars of Light with Jane Johnson, and Jane is a big historical fiction writer, and that went out to the trade and did really well for us. We have a number of other books that we've partnered with people. So we've partnered with the Olympic Committee, for example. We've worked out in Africa with the Maasai and made a book for them. We've been out with the Sami people to the North Pole, and we've done some filming out there, and these are kind of all original copy books that we've sold, non-fiction. But we've ventured out into fiction in the last couple of years. This is our latest book. It's called Cold Bath Street, and it's by A.J. Hartley. A.J. Hartley is a New York Times best-selling author, but he's actually born and bred in Preston. This book is set in Preston, and so he wanted to publish it with us because we are based in Preston, but he did trust us to do a good job on this. So the students have been involved right from the beginning. It's part of their MA. This book was actually the equivalent of their dissertation, their major project, which they did at the end of their MA. So there was 4 students working on this, some working on design, some working on typesetting, some working on editing. But we decided that we really wanted to do some illustrations in the book and kind of make it a bit special. So the fine arts student is still here at the moment at the university, just helping us out with some of the events that we're doing. So we set something up called the Northern YA Festival. That's the Northern Young Adult Literary Festival. We were a bit fed up of all the literary festivals, especially YA, being in London. So we decided we'd do something about that, and we set up the Northern YA Festival. And really we didn't know how that was going to go. It was just going to be an experiment. We didn't know whether we were going to get the best authors. We didn't know what audience we were going to get, but we just really wanted to do it. So it went really well. We managed to get some of the top name authors. In fact, Holly Black, who's American, was our biggest name there, and she's only done 3 events in the UK in the last year, and one of them was ours. So we were really honoured to have her. So it looks like this is going to be a brand which keeps on going, and that we've got to keep putting on events all through the year. It's not the first time that we've put on events. We have guest speakers and events all the time. A few years back we did the Jacqueline Wilson Festival. So we had a 3-day event with Jacqueline Wilson and her illustrator, Nick Sharrett. It's all good experience for the students on the Masters in Publishing because they have to do it for real. It's taught entirely by industry professionals who come up for 1 day a week about 3 or 4 times and then pass on to the next person. So we have the senior commissioning editor of Egmont. We have, for example, we have Jacqueline Wilson and Harry Potter's designer. She does some teaching on the course. In fact, she's in tomorrow. So the students have absolute access to the most important people in the industry. Janet Aspey is probably graduated about 7 years ago now. She's our first director level success. She was at first, she went to Bloomsbury, and she's literally just got a job now as a director at HarperCollins in literary fiction. I would say the vast majority of our publishers, when they leave the course, they go on to do marketing and production jobs. I'm not sure why, but that just seems to be the thing. So we've got lots of graduates at HarperCollins, we've got quite a few at Penguin Random House now, Bloomsbury, I could go on. Most of the publishing houses now are full of our graduates.